Alright, so this is an exciting morning for us. We're at the International Airport here in Miami, Florida, getting ready to fly down to the southern part of the Caribbean. Our final destination is going to be the tiny island of Bonaire. But Aruba Airlines had a scheduling change, and so on the way down we're going to fly into Aruba, and they are going to put us up overnight before taking us on to Bonaire. So we're going to arrive in Aruba at 11 a.m. and we have 24 hours to explore this tiny little island. So we're going to rent a Jeep. We've got several places that we're going to go to, and so it's going to be a fun-packed, event-filled 24 hours. Okay, so we just arrived in Aruba. It's about 11 a.m., about a 2.5-hour flight, and we are getting ready for our big day of adventure in Aruba. When most tourists come to Aruba, they tend to stay on the north end of the island where all the large resorts are located. There are plenty of excursions to enjoy, or just lay by the pool and relax for a week or two. As travelers, we decided to explore a part of the island that most people never see and to experience some forgotten history. Alright, we're on the island of Aruba and we just rented a Jeep. As you can see, or as you can hear, it's really windy. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me or not, but if you take a look at the Jeep, it's a pretty rough Jeep. In fact, come over here. Look at the tires. Tires don't look in very good shape, so we are just hoping that our one day on Aruba we can keep this thing running for 24 hours, and so we're keeping our fingers crossed. We took off from Miami at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and by the time we rented our Jeep it was well past lunchtime. So our first stop was a local seafood restaurant called Zerovers. Zerovers is a must-do site for all travelers. It is well off the beaten path, but worth the trip to the southern end of the island. Overlooking the Caribbean, you can see the fish as they are pulled from the ocean. The great seaside scenery complements the incredible fresh catch of the day. Next, we headed for the lesser-known lighthouse on the southern end of Aruba. As lighthouses go, this one is not too impressive. Most people who make their way to this desolate end of the island are more captivated by its majestic coastline. Looking around the landscape, one may not even notice some remnants of the past. During World War II, Aruba was a strategic area in the Battle of the Caribbean. Just a short distance from the lighthouse is a major oil refinery that produced 70% of the fuel needed to defeat Nazi Germany. These are the remnants of where 7.5-inch guns were mounted that protected the refinery so the free world could defeat Nazi Germany. Very few people ever take the time to make their way to this end of the island, but the impressive coastline and the forgotten history are worth the trip. Next on our day-long adventure was Aruba Park. We were not expecting such a rough ride. Our goal was to start at the southern end of the park and make it all the way to Boca Catu. This is the most beautiful and remote part of the island. Little did we know that we were about to do some serious off-roading in our beaten-up Jeep. First sight was the Vader Piat Wind Farm. A short distance up the coast is Boca Prince. Massive blue waves, a white coral beach, lava and coral bluffs, and a picture postcard setting. Next, we were off to find the natural pool and Boca Katu. The only way to reach this area of the island is by using a serious off-road vehicle. This adventure took us through some of the roughest terrains we have ever attempted to traverse. At times it felt like the ruts and trenches were about to swallow up our Jeep. 2 hours of driving through some extreme terrain was sometimes stressful and at times even terrifying. But we made it as evening was quickly approaching and soon found out the drive was worth it. This is the natural pool of Aruba, a beautiful place that takes an adventurous traveler to reach. If you are real daring, you can swim in the natural pool, but unfortunately we had no time. Within eyesight is the rock formation known as Boca Katu, an incredible place to watch the crashing waves and to observe nature at its best. It took us much longer than expected to make it here, so we could not stay long. Maybe next time we can swim in the natural pool and enjoy the seldom seen landscape of the wild side of Aruba. With only 8 hours of daylight, that was all we could explore on this unique island. Making our way back to the civilized part of Aruba would take another hour, and we looked forward to a warm shower and a soft pillow. So until another time, so long to the beautiful island of Aruba.